Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is TLOC Talk number 2, and this is Infinity, joined by the head honcho himself, Mr. Bwet.
Uh-oh.
How you doing tonight, Billy?
Pretty good. How are you?
Dude, every day is awesome when you're me.
Everything is awesome.
I still haven't seen that movie, actually.
God. It's okay. It's not amazing, but it's really good.
Is it? That's actually the only line I know from it.
Yeah, I mean, really.
But, so we're here to talk a little bit about what's going on with Tourney Locator, what's going on with the Smash community.
Yeah.
And first and foremost, thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
Yeah, it's going to be a raucous hour. For those of you that don't know what raucous means, it's going to be wild and crazy.
It's going to be an awesome hour. Yeah. I mean, it's you and me. Look at these handsome devils, especially this one.
Uh-oh.
So let's jump into this, man. One of the first things that we wanted to talk about was actually our weekly this last Friday, and going forward on Friday evenings where we have a Smash 4 3DS weekly until the release of Smash for the Wii U, and then we'll figure out something else.
Yeah.
But we're calling the tournament Shockwave.
Shockwave. Yeah.
And we wanted to touch on the results from that one, man. The top 4 were Dinty, none other than Tourney Locator's own Dinty, taking first place.
Yep.
And then this handsome devil in second place.
It was luck.
It was luck?
It was luck.
It was all luck? Don't believe him. Luck didn't even make it into the top 4. Zing. Luck is a player out here, by the way.
Yeah.
So, and then in third place, we had a local player formerly known as Melee 1 entering under the tag P-Wing.
Yes.
And he was showcasing a lot of new stuff that I wasn't quite expecting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Then
That's pretty good.
Last but not least, and to round out the top 4 was another member of the Tourney Locator regime, was Oracle. So
we didn't plan on this,
right?
It was not rigged, I promise.
3 out of the 4 top 4 were actually members of the Tourney Locator organization. Yep. And we wanted to touch base on like some of the character usage, what all they've done, and where they've come from.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on like the actual just dominant performance that Tourney Locator showed with the top 4 like that? You said it was luck, but dude, you're pretty good at the game.
So I think a lot of it comes to a brawl mentality. A lot of it comes to understanding brawl and being able to transfer a lot of those things over to this game.
Right.
There are obviously some differences. Some of those differences including air dodging. Air dodging in brawl was a very, very safe option to choose from. In this game, not really so much. You can't really air dodge into the ground. You're just going to get punched in the face.
There's a lot of landing lag on just about anything landing into the ground.
Yep.
So air dodging, even fast falling has landing lag on it. If you watch the characters, they fall into it and they fall into the animation whenever they hit the ground.
That actually happens in other games too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that makes a noticeable difference between the speed of Smash 4 and Brawl. Initially, there was a lot of talk about players saying that this was basically Brawl 2.0, basically an updated version of Brawl. And dude, some of the games last week were less than a minute, and we were using 3 stock.
Yeah. I think, in my personal opinion, I think that this is what Brawl should have been in the very beginning. It should have had this feeling. Ground speed is just miraculous. It's great.
It's phenomenal.
I love it. I think that they chose that. I think Nintendo was like, oh, air superiority is causing some skewing effects with a lot of tournaments and just play in general. So let's just nerf the hell out of it. You know, whatever their case is, it's made a very interesting game that's really different from any of the predecessors.
Right.
And it's just given a lot of new thought to the game.
One of my favorite mechanics about this game, and I can't wait, I'm like eager on the edge of my seat, literally edge on my seat, thinking about this, is seeing the top level Smash Brothers players actually apply the new ledge mechanics.
Oh, yeah.
It is so beautiful because the first week everybody just assumed that the ledge mechanics were still the same as Brawl, as Project M, as Melee, where touching the ledge was free.
Yeah.
No. When you hit the ledge, you get your invincibility frames. There's a couple of catches to this. Number one, if you hit back or down and you fall off the ledge, you lose your invincibility frames, just like that. They go away. Number two, you get your invincibility frames one time when you snap to the ledge. which means that edge guarding goes from jumping out and over-dedicating from the ledge to waiting till somebody comes back up and charging a down smash to, well, let's just say punch them right in the face and kill them off the side.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that happens a lot. But to be honest with you, I'm eager to see that happen because the ledge games are so diverse and so crazy now.
Do you want to know some secrets?
I've
come up with some secrets.
Ooh.
Okay. So something that I learned from the previous tournament and that I've been making sure that I employ. The first one is that if they you get invulnerability on the first grab. On the second grab, you do not have invulnerability from then on, unless you get hit.
You get hit or you touch the ground.
Or if you get hit or you touch the ground, you get it back. So that's the first one. Second one, and this is I'm just giving away it. I'm giving it away for free.
Trade secrets,
please. Okay, this is what you do, right? Since they have invulnerability on the first grab. And you have the ability to push them off the ledge by grabbing it. You let them grab the ledge, instantly grab the ledge, push them off, get back on, and now they're forced to get back on the stage and get punished or grab the ledge and get punished. And either way, terrible situation for them, and you win out in the long run.
You're a dirty, dirty man.
So the only reason this came about is because I was trying to think of Little Mac, and I was trying to think of how in the world can I... edge guard my opponent without actually going out there because I will die.
Right.
And so I was like, oh, well, as long as I'm either on the stage or grabbing the ledge, I'm fine. And that's how it came about. I think a lot of people are going to catch on to it fairly soon, probably within the second the game comes out. I know people are going to figure it out. Yeah. Or if y'all watch this, please take it away and let's have some RPS.
You ready for the my rock to your scissors, sir?
Go for it.
You can actually jump whenever somebody forces you off of the ledge faster than they can get up. You, after you are pushed off the ledge, can act faster than the person that grabbed it.
Oh, yeah.
So what that means is that may push somebody off of the ledge, and that may force them either on stage or back onto the ledge. Mm-hmm. But that gives them the mix-up opportunity to either go low or go high.
Yeah.
And with some characters, let's say Villager, who can go as high as they want, that makes it a very, very solid mix-up for you. But it's going to be really difficult for you, especially as a Little Mac player, to cover somebody that goes high because he has limited aerial options.
I disagree.
Ooh.
And the reason why I disagree is whenever you're in the air... Mm-hmm. You are punishable. Period.
Right.
Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So, you're in the air, I'm on the ground, I'm winning.
Okay.
If you touch the ground, unless you have a counter, my forward smash will get you.
Yeah, Little Mac's forward smash has like some super armor on it.
All smashes.
All of them do?
All of
wow.
Them. But we'll get into more of that. Let's actually talk about, we had a new player come in who did fairly well. I think he got 5th.
I want to say it was 5th because Oracle knocked him out of the tournament, and that was Iggy from the PlayStation All-Stars community. He showed up for our tournament. He messaged me saying, "Hey, I'd like to reserve a spot." I had no idea who the guy was. We only had one mutual friend, and it was the local Donkey Kong player that goes by Neon.
Oh,
yeah,
good old Caleb.
Yeah,
or Freon.
Freon. Yeah, and so I was really confused. I was saying, okay, I don't know who this guy is, but I'm glad to see support from random people in the community. Yeah. It's really nice to see a new face. Mm-hmm. And then he shows up, takes numbers, takes names, and starts mopping the floor with our good players.
Yes,
he actually knocked Aerolink out of the tournament. We had we had an invitational event that was 12 entrants?
Yes.
Total. The week right after, the day right after Smash 4 was released in Japan, Tourney Locator hosted an invitational event.
Yep.
At that invitational event, we did Swiss. And in the Swiss rounds, Aerolink went completely undefeated, actually beating out notable players such as Sethlon.
All the way until bracket.
Right. And once he hit the actual bracket, he won his first round and made it into... We cut to top 4 after the Swiss. So he won his first round and got into winners finals. losing to Dakpo in winners finals against Zero Suit Samus. Then went to losers finals and played against Austin.
Yeah.
Austin ended up opting to choose Ness and ended up taking it, what was it, 3-1, I believe? Or was it 3-2?
Oh, I don't remember the second.
It's been a couple. I've slept since then. Maybe not much, but I have. And so Austin ended up taking the win from Aerolink. Aerolink got third in the event, but it's still crazy to see this guy come into town.
Someone that we don't know.
Yeah.
That's a very, very impressive part. We don't know him.
Exactly. Get this, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, we didn't know him. He had not attended anything that I recall. He may have, but I don't recall. I see a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And is from another community, a prominent member of another community, shows up to show support for the new Smash Brothers game. That is crazy. That is amazing.
It's awesome.
So awesome
and shows
support.
Us Mega Man.
Right? So if you haven't seen the video, go out and take a look. It's on the Tourney Locator channel on YouTube. Mm-hmm. He shows some really, really impressive movement with Mega Man and some really good usage of Mega Man's little iron wheel.
Oh,
metal, the metal cutter?
Metal blade.
Metal blade.
Metal blade? Yeah, Metal blade. That's why, because it's Metal Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it?
Metal
it shows how much I've played Mega Man.
Saw Man. No, it's Metal Man. It's Metal Man.
So either way, he showed some very impressive movement with the character, did a great job, ended up getting 5th place out of the 16 total that we had in her. We are capping our Friday entrance to 16 until the U.S. release because we have a limited number of setups, and it is double elimination. So until the U.S. release of Smash Brothers, Shockwave will be under that format. So with that in mind, though, with all these different characters that showed up, didn't he play? He played Rosalina as well.
He played Rosalina as well.
Rosetta and
Chico.
Rosetta and Chico. There we go. I couldn't remember the name of it, but yeah, he went to town with a tomahawk. Oh, yeah. Man, it was crazy to see that.
It was good stuff.
But on the top of the list, at the end of the day, who took home the trophy?
Oh, Dinty. So Dinty with his marvelous play with Sheik. So with the characters that we're seeing, let's talk about Sheik. Sheik, excellent combo potential, excellent traps within those combos, because not all of these combos are true combos. They're more like frame traps that if you choose one option over another, you're just going to get punished even harder. Excellent. Forward tilt leads into so many different things. You can end up comboing it into needles in the grab, straight in the grab, fairs, up airs, whatever you want.
Yeah, Dinty was comboing me whenever we were playing just some friendlies. He would get like 3 or 4 forward airs in a row, even with DI, vectoring, whatever you want to call it in this game involved. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. Now, the catch to Sheik is, though, we kind of covered a little bit of this a few minutes ago when we were just kind of chit-chatting.
Yeah.
And what are all the negative sides of Sheik? Because I know that you played Sheik briefly early on, and you also played her in Project M.
Yeah. So Sheik is really, really good at combos and edge guarding. But at the same time, she doesn't actually do a tremendous amount of damage at any point in time until it gets reset back to neutral. And she doesn't really have a strong kill option that just flat out kills, like smashes. It requires a fairly in-depth read, if really just up smash or back air. But even with back air doesn't kill at a percent that you would really want from the middle of the stage.
Right.
It takes over 100, and a real useful smash, you really need it to kill around the 80 to 90 range. At least that's what it seems like with this game.
Something that I have noticed about Sheik in particular is that because of the out-of-shield options and the strength of out-of-shield options in this game, you can drop your shield and act instantly. It's not like Melee or Project M where there's some cooldown. So a lot of what I have considered about Sheik revolves around her forward smash. I think that that's relatively underutilized right now because there's no Smash DI in Smash 4, or it's very minimal.
Oh, well, Smash DI is essentially automatic because of vectoring.
So the Smash DI effect is not as powerful as it was in Brawl. That's for sure. Because in Brawl, you could actually just teleport.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
so I'm thinking that the weak first hit of her forward smash is now a negligible effect and maybe a bonus because it adds more damage before the second hit.
Sure.
And the second hit is actually really strong.
Yes.
I saw Dinty kill with it a couple of times in the 90-100% range.
The only issue with it is the fact that it's very vulnerable.
Yes.
You better know that you're hitting it, or you will get punished with essentially whatever the other character wants.
Again, because of the strong out of shield options. So if they shield both hits, then they get pretty much anything they want. Out of shield down smash, forward smash, up smash. And you don't even have to jump cancel the up smash. You can just drop your shield and up smash.
Oh yeah. It's pretty insane. So that's Sheik. Needles are great. She's just a great overall character that excels in many aspects of controlling, zoning, and gimping, but fails to meet the quota on actually killing from the middle of the stage.
So what you're saying is that Sheik has great combos, a great ledge guard game, and great, what's the word? Zoning. Zoning. But she lacks in kill power.
Yep.
So let's talk about another character that definitely does not lack in kill power.
And that would be the Little Mac. So, Little Mac. I don't even know where to start. Tilts are insane. They are as strong as some characters' smashes. Smashes are even more insane. All of them have super armor. All of them deal like 20% forward smash.
Jesus, really?
Forward smash does 20% if you just do the normal forward smash. 18% if you angle it up and you end up getting more knockback. And if you angle it down, it does 23%, which is just insane.
Do that 3 times in there in kill range for that character.
Yeah.
Wow.
Down smash has ridiculous amounts of range and the ability to edge guard people very well. As you can see, check out Bwet versus P-Wing. You're going to see some of that action.
Right, yeah, you are. And it's crazy. You put that to really good work on that set, dude.
His jab combo, not his multi-jab. His multi-jab can be punished, but people need to get faster at their VIing to be able to shield the last hit. But his normal jab combo sets up into multitudes of frame traps. And he just rules the ground by walking. Just don't just don't jump. If you don't jump, you're fine. His aerial mobility is terrible. His aerials in general deal roughly 4%.
Yeah, I saw that whenever you did. I think it was his neutral air, the one that punches down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that did 4% to somebody. I kind of laughed.
I think his down air does 2%.
Oh.
Forward air and back air. We don't need to talk about it. Don't.
Those moves don't exist.
So yeah, has excellent ability to actually just flat out kill, but just he can't go off stage because of his aerial mobility and the options that he has with his normals. He is incapable of getting back against a character like Sheik, who has excellent ability off stage.
Now, you're talking about offstage presence with Little Mac. There was something I saw you doing that I thought was really clever whenever you would go to recover.
So what you can do, in order to supplement your recovery options being side B, which is you only get to do it once. It either makes it or it doesn't. He jumps in an arc. It's extremely slow in the air, and it's very, very easy to punish. In fact, it's so punishable that you can just put out a smash attack and it beats it. Just flat out beats it.
Kind of reminiscent of like Zero Suit Samus in Brawl, her down B?
Yeah, for the most part.
Gotcha.
And then as well as that, his up B has very little range in the air. If you do it on the ground, it's actually really tall. But in the air, doesn't really go very far. And also his hand ends up sticking past the edge, so you can end up just down smashing it.
Wow.
It's really scary. So another option that you can do is you can use counter. Counter ends up moving you forward in the air or on the ground. So you can end up countering someone's aerial in order to gain a positional advantage as well as possibly hit them.
That's actually the part that I was talking about when I was saying you put that to really clever use,
Yeah.
because I saw you do that once or twice, and I went, wow, you just took a really bad position and you recovered from it.
Yeah.
By countering, of all things.
Yep.
Countering. And this isn't like Lucario in Brawl, where if he counters, he goes, woo! No. This is a very different story.
Counters in this game are extremely good. So the actual counter frames are so you have like a counter startup, and then you actually have the points at which the counter happens. The counter startup is very negligible. So unlike in Brawl, where counters weren't a thing, because even if you started it because you saw a move coming, the actual active frames didn't come yet. So you would just get punished, and it would be terrible. But the actual active frames at the counter for Little Mac and other characters are fairly large and fairly quick to come out, which allows you to end up punishing people when you know that they're going to be doing a move.
Right. So, speaking of recovery options, and speaking of characters with monster recoveries, and speaking of Little Mac's down smash ledge guard,
My burrito.
let's talk about the villager for a couple minutes here, ladies and gentlemen. We saw P-Wing put the villager into really, really good use. He literally put down a tree and would throw objects at you from behind the tree.
The lumberjack.
And yeah, lumberjack, that's a great way to put it. So it was a really good way to zone people out across the entire stage. Because what's that move called? The side B?
Gyroid.
Gyroid. I keep wanting to call it the gyro.
It's the Chun-Li.
Okay, yeah. The gyroid.
Yeah.
And there's two options there. The villager can either ride it to victory or recovery. Yes. God, we need to put a lasso on that thing. Or the villager can put it out in front of the tree, use the tree as a cover for other projectiles and other attacks, and it will go across the stage and attack its opponent.
Yeah.
Then in addition to that, the villager also has the forward air, which is that little slingshot that doesn't seem like it does much, but it's got just enough hit stun, and just enough range, and it does just enough damage that it's relevant over the course of time.
Yep.
Get little itty bitty increments.
Yep.
And so we saw P-Wing put down a tree at the ledge of the stage, whittle away at his opponent from afar. Once the opponent over-dedicated and went off stage beyond the tree, for instance, if my hand was the stage, he would put the tree here. His opponent would come across, go beyond the tree to try and force Murabito off to the ledge. So P-Wing would then
Japanese
go
for villager, by the way.
And then P-Wing would go over the tree to the other side and chop the tree down as a ledge guard option to have it fall over and hit somebody. And that thing hit like somebody filled up a bunch of trucks with some gold and ran over you with it.
Oh, it hurts.
It hits
first-hand
very hard.
experience.
Yes. So I do want to small segue here. I want to ask you a question.
Go for it.
And this is, I've seen it go into a GIF. I've seen it on a couple of posts, and I
Are you talking about the knockout on the tree?
Laughing. How did you feel whenever you threw the knockout punch on the tree and it did that animation and zoomed in and showed the KO punch on the tree?
Okay. You're getting a little excited.
I am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, so knockout punch on the tree. Let's talk about what I was thinking about during that time. Villager was on the ledge. He had a tree in front of him. I had a knockout punch. I was raring to go, right? Knockout punch. The second you hit about 20, 25, knockout punch, just you're dead. You're done. You're done, kid. So I was thinking that he was going to end up doing a double jump into an axe on the tree to kill me. And so I was like, okay, he's going to double jump. I'm going to knock out him, and it's going to be glorious. It's going to hit the tree. It's going to increase my my hitbox range, and he was just going to get murdered. Instead, what happened was he just dropped off the ledge. I just freaking murdered that tree, and now Little Mac is known as the lumberjack. People wondered where the tree went. Someone was like, oh, it vaporized it. Another one was like, oh, don't worry. The International Space Station, they can get the pieces, bring it back down.
And they've got salad for a week.
Yeah, so that's essentially what happened.
Oh, that
it
was so good.
enjoyable. I will treasure it for my life.
Even now, I'm sitting here laughing so hard at that. That's going to be a memory I'm going to have for a little while.
Yeah.
So, what you did in that matchup that really turned things around, because you were down 2 games at the beginning of the set versus
Yes.
P-Wing's Villager.
Yes.
And what you did was you figured out how to edge guard. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Whenever an opponent goes to recover, the second time they touch the ledge, they're completely vulnerable.
Yeah.
So the strategy that you utilized that turned it around and won the whole set for you 3 games in a row was you would walk up to the ledge, walk, not run, walk up to the ledge.
It's really important for Lomax.
Yes,
Just
keep this in mind.
Small segue. Lomax, you cannot shield until you are done with your initial dash animation.
Really?
That's every character.
Okay.
Until your dash animation is done, you cannot shield. Most characters, their dash animation is about the size of their roll.
Okay.
It's about, let's say this long. Little Max dash animation is about this long.
Yeah.
Which means any option that you want to choose where you are going to do a dash into anything that isn't like dash into a shield, you are making a serious commitment. So anyways, go ahead.
Well, what I saw you do was Brett would walk up to the ledge, very calmly walk up, and P-Wing would drop down and try to up air through the stage, similar to Olimar from Brawl, very similar option.
Yes.
And use Villager's up air to hit through the bottom of the stage. You would shield that, and he would fall down low. And because he had already snapped to the ledge and had not been hit, he no longer had his invincibility frames whenever he would snap to the ledge. So you would walk up, and you would just start charging a down smash until he got close to the ledge. And once he got close enough, you let that thing rip. You killed him at like 80 a couple of times.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was awesome.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, crazy in a good way. And
It's not broken either. You can
No.
you just do any other option.
Yes.
Anything. Just he just kept doing it. I don't know.
even into the last game, I saw that happening whenever he counterpicked you to, what was it, Lumiose City, which, by the way, operates on a fixed pattern.
Yeah.
I tested that out, and it does operate on a fixed pattern. Very predictable, very good. It is a fixed Delfino. I actually really like that stage now.
It's Little Mac's terror.
Yes. And so he takes you to that stage. At the very beginning of the game, you had your back to the wall. Wait, let me rephrase. You had your back against the ropes. Literally against the ropes. And you were way behind. He started off really strong, and you continued to pressure him to the ledge. And when he got to the ledge, he would bait him out with the same thing, and you would walk up and start charging that down smash. And it got to the point where your down smash was so stale that he was at 120 surviving a charge down smash. And keep in mind, Lumiose is a pretty average-sized stage with a couple of transitions where the sides are a little bit different, but not much. And the transition that you killed him on was actually, from what I can tell, an either average or slightly larger size transition. And you walked up, you charged that down smash. He was at what, like one? No. He was at, I think he was at 90 on his last stock when you did this, because he was a lower percent than you.
Oh yeah, because I was at like 150.
Yeah, you were playing you were floating like a butterfly at that point.
I had to be careful because Villager's back throw is a kill move.
Yes, so you couldn't get grabbed.
So I can't get grabbed.
Nope.
Not allowed.
And so you were playing super careful, pressuring P-Wing to the ledge, and then as soon as he snapped to the ledge, you would start charging that down smash to get the kill. And he died low and off to the side. So one of the things that I urge the top-level players that watch this and view this is to experiment with the ledge play, because that is going to be a very key factor in the next generation of Smash Brothers gameplay.
Edge guarding is going to be, in my opinion, even more insane than before. And not in the traditional sense of edge guarding where you limit someone's option and then remove the ledge from them and then they die.
Right.
It's going to be completely different in the fact that y'all are both going to be actually playing on the ledge. That's all you're going to do. You're just both going to be on the ledge. You're both going to be choosing options. You'll both at some points grab the ledge at the same time.
Yes.
And you'll be put in these RPS situations off the stage that lead to completely different options that we haven't seen before in any other game.
And major shout outs to Nintendo. That's probably my favorite feature in the new Smash Brothers was I feel like they have fixed the ledge and it's no longer a safe place and it's no longer somebody's home.
Yeah.
So the jokes about members of certain communities running to the ledge and staying there is no longer going to be a joke because you can't do that in this game.
Nope, not allowed.
So speaking of characters that are strong from the ledge, though, we have fourth place going to the robot of the game. Robot is what he's called in the Smash, the Japanese version of Smash 4. And Oracle ended up placing fourth with Rob the robot. Yeah. Rob is also Oracle's name, so it's kind of true to his heart kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And what I've noticed about Rob the Robot is a lot of his game revolves around little incremental advantages. Mm-hmm. He is very similar to his Brawl counterpart, but with much better options and much better moves, to be quite honest with you. He, number one, can shoot. His new laser beam is amazing.
It's awesome.
It's instead of this pew little like slightly laser thing, it's this like wall of laser that shoots across at you.
Too. Yes. It's so cool. It's the coolest. I just get so excited after I see all these different things and they just look so cool.
And dude, the sound effect that goes with it, that gets me so hype every single time. It's crazy. And so you see Rob the Robot, you will see him from across the stage shoot a laser. He will throw a gyro at somebody. He has actually some strong out of shield options now compared to his Project M counterpart, because in Project M his out of shield options were grab, wave dash into a move, or neutral air, and none of those were really that powerful except maybe the neutral air one. In this
even that had a lot of startup.
Yes, and even in this game it's got a lot of startup, but it's still a viable option. Whereas in Smash 4 he can drop his shield in down smash, he can drop his shield in forward smash, he can drop his shield turn around and grab.
And forward smash is big, by the way.
Yes, forward smash is
very long.
Huge.
It's very reminiscent of what sword attack should have been in this game.
Yes.
But they were just... The Nintendo decided that disjointed hitboxes and projectiles were not going to be a thing in this game at all.
So Rob the Robot has a lot going for him at both a longer range and at a slightly shorter range because of his out-of-shield options. His mid-range game, he's got a top and a laser that are now very punishable because you're a little outside of his close-range game, and both of those moves are very laggy. So his long-range options are not very good at a medium, like about 2 character lengths away from him, give or take a little bit. That range is where Rob the Robot has a little bit of a hard time doing
especially considering how dash attacks pick up items.
Right. And then in addition to that, compared to the rest of the cast, Rob is actually a relatively slow character. So his ability to cover options whenever you're across the stage or if you were to just flat out run away from him are a lot more limited than you will see out of characters such as Sheik or such as Little Mac, who can just chase you down.
Yeah.
So that's where I think that Rob is going to really have trouble, is closing the gap on somebody. So if he hits somebody away, it's going to be difficult for him to follow it up because of the relatively different speed that he's got.
Yeah. So I think that basically takes care of, the main characters that are really seeing a spotlight, at least right now, from Tourney Locator's side of things. Sheik and Lil Mac sort of reigning supreme, kind of like they feel like brother and sister to me, in the fact that one essentially is the exact opposite of the other. Sheik, great edge guard capabilities and can't kill. Lil Mac, you can just murder people, but no edge guard capabilities.
On the bright side of things, both of those characters, relatively speaking to other members of the cast, are very, very aggressive characters.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so
that's so cool.
What I did earlier today, as a matter of fact, I was watching the Clash Tournaments Invitational because they held an Invitational a little bit after we did. Yeah. Their top 2 players and characters, it was the Ice Climbers player, Nakat from Brawl. He won the tournament using Ness as his last character.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. He used Ness, and there was another one, Mega Man was the other character that he used.
Really?
Yes. Ness has to go in a little bit, but not so significantly that he has to rush somebody down. He's got some pretty good far range options. PK Thunder is now actually a really good move because it's large, it's fast, and it hits pretty decently hard.
And
you can,
as we discussed before, air dodge isn't as good.
Yeah, you can harass people in the air very easily. And then on the other side, getting second place was Nairo, none other than your Apex champion, Nairo, using Zelda.
What?
Yes, sir. So
I don't know.
I'm curious about that.
I call shenanigans. That's all I'm saying.
Shenanigans. To be honest with you, that's the only match that I've seen from them so far. But it's interesting to see how polarized the two communities are. You see the northeast part of the states using slightly more defensive-oriented characters, where down here in Texas, we are running up and punching people in the face.
Yeah.
There's no other way you can describe what Little Mac does.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see the very, very, very large difference between the two regions. And I'm really excited to see the first time that we cross paths.
Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be very enjoyable. Actually, Dinty, TLOC Dinty, has been streaming a lot lately.
Yes.
Dinty SSB on Twitch. And with his streaming, he's ended up facing against Trella from Houston.
Trella's so good.
He's also ended up facing against Zero. And actually, he told me he wrecked him with Sheik.
Wow.
So badly that Jason ended up messaging him saying Sheik's the best character.
I saw Mewtwo King is the Jason we're talking about. Mewtwo King posted on Dinty's Facebook wall saying, "Nice Sheik."
Yeah.
Those were the two words he used.
Yep.
And after seeing the way that Dinty has been playing, I am a combination of proud and frightened because it's scary how much dedication he's put into this, and it's scary how good he's gotten this fast.
Oh, yeah.
Game's been out for a week and some change at this point, and I'm confident in Dinty's capabilities to either win or place.
He's our prize horse.
Yes.
I've been training with him a lot, and yeah.
One of the other things that I'm really eager to see, real talk, and I'm like really, really anticipating seeing the footage from Tipped Off, I believe is where the last tournament was.
Okay.
MVD won that without dropping a game using Duck Hunt. He dropped one game using Duck Hunt Dog.
Duck Hunt Dog?
DHD.
Yeah. Good stuff.
And so I really want to see the footage of that. And from what I understand, he beat Mewtwo King in the process. But again, this is all conjecture and just what I've seen on Facebook here and there.
Yeah.
And that's through Sabric and through MVD's wall on Facebook. Thank you, Florida, for being cool. Thank you, Florida, for being very easy trash talk bait, too. I love those guys. I really do.
Yeah.
But I'm eager to see how the games went, how it develops as the game goes on, and to see how he utilizes all of Duck Hunt Dog's options. So what we've seen so far is a really diverse character cast across
quite a bit,
all of the states. The southern region, the northeastern region, the southeastern region.
They all have their broken characters,
it
seems, and everyone is sort of revolving around that meta.
And speaking of meta, I saw a quick snippet from Sky about Meta Knight, and it had Tyrant playing as Meta Knight. And from what I understand, SoCal has been streaming a lot. I have not been able to tune into their streams yet, but I'm very eager to see what they do. The California area is known for being very, very prominent in every Smash game so far.
Yeah.
And so SoCal, you guys have a lot to live up to.
They also tend to be the most it used to be the Southwest until Turning Locator came as just having literally no content of videos showing our players. But now that we're here, it seems like California hasn't had as much streaming capabilities outside of IE Battlegrounds.
Yes,
and
Super Smash Sundays.
And Salty Playgrounds?
Yeah, Salty Playgrounds. I think they play on that a few times.
So fortunately, due to those streamers, thank you. We're able to see great content from statistically just under
represented players.
Yeah, exactly.
Underrepresented players. SoCal, I want to see what you guys do with Smash 4.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
This is another controversial subject that we should probably talk about while we're here.
Sure.
Is custom movesets. Before we get going on this, I am going to tell everybody on the stream this. Brett and I have had no discussion about custom movesets before this. So this is going to be a fresh topic for the two of us.
I'm ready.
And since you are the head honcho, I'm going to let you pick. Do you want to speak on
it? That's how it works, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
This is an internet argument, a live internet argument.
Yeah. Okay, so custom movesets. My viewpoint on there are multiple things whenever we're talking about custom movesets and just sort of just customization in general. You have custom moves for each character. You have equipment for each character, and you also have the Mii fighters, which are essentially custom everything, right? So let's just talk about first custom moves. My opinion is just we shouldn't ban anything unless something bad happens.
So here's one that I saw earlier, and we'll use this as a starting point for discussion.
Okay.
There was one that I saw where Link's bomb now is a meteor spike off the stage.
Okay.
So can you imagine a controllable, throwable from multiple different angles meteor attack that is not dedicated to one specific direction?
That's fine.
So what makes you say that is fine?
You have air dodge.
Okay. So
and the air dodge is about as long as an item throw, so you can't really be punished.
So the catch to that is, and this is where I'm going with this one, you spend your air dodge while you are down and out. All of a sudden, when I say down and out, I don't mean down and out, you're on the ropes. No, I mean like you are down and out away from the stage. This is a bad position to be in. He throws an item, it comes down here. If you air dodge down here, that's bad news because you're just going to die from the animation. If you jump and air dodge, you are now dedicated to a long move that lets him go out and wait until you grab the ledge to pressure you into the position that you were talking about earlier.
So, number one, you're already in a bad spot. The fact that you're put into a worse spot because of a character's move is not specific to that move. The fact that that move could kill you is not specific to that move. And the fact that you are going to have to commit to options is not specific to that move because you are in a bad spot. The fact that it spikes really has no problem with me because the spiking only comes about whenever you are in a terrible position already and you should probably die anyways.
So I asked you all those things not to refute what you were saying, but to see what your opinion on it was. And I was asking you just from the opposite end of the things, just to offer a counterpoint. I actually 100% agree with you that we should go out and we should, at the very least, test these things out.
Customers are great. They essentially end up balancing the game even further. And I'm not saying necessarily balancing for the better. I'm just saying the game naturally gets balanced in a different way and allows all these different options for you to play a character, not necessarily how it was designed, like in Brawl and Melee. You just have very strict options, and eventually over time, you develop these are the sorts of things that you're allowed to do with that character. Instead, you get to decide how your character moves about the screen, how your character behaves against other matchups, and so on and so forth.
So what you're saying is not necessarily that they balance the game as much as they offer a channel to balance the game.
Sure, yeah.
So what that means is that we can utilize this as a tool to take what could potentially be a bad matchup. Like, let's say Bowser from Melee versus just about any character from Melee. Now, let's say that one of Bowser's moves changes the way that his neutral B works, and instead of a breath of fire, he breathes out a fireball that has significant knockback.
Awesome.
All of a sudden, and let's say it goes in a straight line, all of a sudden he's got a really powerful edge guard tool, meaning that he can use that move in conjunction with what he's already got to change the way that a matchup works.
Yeah.
So what could potentially be a bad matchup for Bowser, like let's just say Marth. I don't know enough about Melee to say whether that is a bad matchup or not, but I'm sure it might be.
You can assume. I mean, you got. I assume Bowser's either low, mid, or low.
Let's just go by results, and let's assume that based on results,
Bowser doesn't exist, and Marth does.
So Bowser doesn't exist, and the change in the moveset could allow Bowser to exist, according to the way we're saying this.
And the other thing to take into account is Nintendo put this into the game. So one thing that you should think about is the fact that the game may just be more balanced with the fact that it's in the game.
Now, there's a counterpoint to that. They also, you can't really say Nintendo put it into the game.
Let's not talk about that was a mistake.
No, we're not talking about tripping, because tripping is still in Smash 4. It's forced tripping, but tripping is still there. They also put items in, but that doesn't really balance the game out.
But they also gave an option to turn it off.
Right. They also gave an option to turn these off. So that what I'm saying is that's kind of a moot point.
Okay.
You're not really adding any value to what you're saying by saying Nintendo put it in. We may as well use it. What I am going to say...
But we did try it.
Right.
We tried it in the beginning.
We did try items.
Yeah.
So what I am going to say, and what I urge the community to listen and hear me out on this one, guys and girls, seriously.
Oh, this is your intimate talk.
This is my serious face, because this is actually what I believe and what I really hope the community will hear me out on.
Let's do it.
Is please give custom movesets a chance and test them out. Do it with an open mind, but be conservative about it. If you feel like custom movesets don't balance the game and instead unbalance it, then by all means, limit custom movesets or eliminate them completely. But at least give them a try, guys.
I think that I think it's going to take a very large collection of tournaments for people to figure out.
Oh, yeah.
Unless it's just completely skewed.
Yeah, unless there's something.
Unless you can change the moves such that Meta Knight is now Brawl Meta Knight.
I want to do that.
No. So unless that happens, I think it's going to be hard for people to tell. I think a lot of people are going to have prejudices one way or the other. Just let it roll and see what happens.
Well, the part that you heard my serious voice and my serious face come out was where I said, go into this open-minded but conservative about it. And that's going to be, as a tournament organizer, as an event coordinator, that's going to be my philosophy on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, okay, let's try out custom movesets. Let's try out equipment. Let's try out Mii Fighters. Mii Fighters are actually legal at Shockwave right now. I stated that early on.
Yeah.
I said, go ahead and use them. Not one single person has used it yet.
Okay, so let's actually talk about Mii
Yeah,
Fighters.
let's touch on that one.
I also think freaking use Mii Fighters. Mii Fighters, they look great. They have all these interesting move sets that you can choose from. Oracle was like, Mii Fighter is broken. This is ridiculous. You could do all these different options. I'm just choosing Mii Fighter. I was playing against Dinty and Aerolink last night, and they were getting destroyed, and they were all saying that Mii Fighter is broken. And then I played against Oracle, and let's just say we went 10-0.
Plot twist.
And he now no longer considers Mii Fighter as broken. In a small segue, he now considers Little Mac as broken.
In related news.
Yeah. So I, Mii Fighter is just another character. Really, a Mii Fighter just allows you to create a hodgepodge of characters that already exist.
Right.
And a lot of them, some are tweaks. You got like the Liu Kang dive kick sort of thing, and you got interesting uppercuts. It's just a hodgepodge of moves that already exist. I don't know if that would necessarily create something broken, but there's no reason to be afraid of the future until you are in it.
So the best way to figure that out is to sit down and give it a try and see what happens.
Yep. So
the one piece that we didn't touch on that one before we like move anywhere with the conversation, I'd like to rewind. I mentioned equipment a minute ago because equipment in Smash 4 offers you an advantage at a cost, meaning you get more power at less speed or more you get knocked back further by attacks, so less weight.
Yeah.
And especially on characters who rely on their weight in some way, shape, form, or manner, such as Bowser, to give a good example,
Sure.
that could spell bad news. So what the equipment does is it offers you get advantage, you lose a piece of advantage.
Sure.
So I'm interested in possibly trying out equipment, but if it turns out that equipment pushes characters over the limit, for instance, if you slightly reduce Little Mac's ability to jump, but give him more power on his attack. Seriously, what are you losing?
I accept.
No.
I will do this.
So if
Sign on the dotted line.
sign next to the X, please, sir.
Yeah, I will be Falco.
Right,
That's
exactly.
what I will be. I will be Falco with boxing gloves.
Boxing bird.
Boxing bird.
So So I'm gonna move on.
Let's move on.
So I think that we should test it out, but
I just don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about equipment. We have the Japanese 3DS. You know how hard it is to try to customize a character in Japanese? It's really freaking hard, man.
I am not Japanese enough to be able to understand what's going on.
Oh, hey, look at this cool item that I got. Where does that go to? What does that do?
It would make me feel like I'm wearing a boot on my head. Like, seriously.
Someone will walk up to me, ask me a question in Japanese, and I won't know what they're saying, but they hold up a sign that says -23. I'm like, yeah, that's bad. Don't do that one. That doesn't work out so well.
This doesn't seem so good.
Look for the positives.
So once the US release comes around, for right now, what I think Tourney Locator will do is we'll leave the Mii Fighters in because they're just extra characters. But we will leave equipment and custom moves out until the US release comes around and we have a better understanding of what's going on.
And we can actually unlock things at a decent pace.
And in addition to that, we will have more people to test it out with instead of just a limited sample size of 16 people.
Don't want to make things too skewed.
So for right now, until actually next week, as a matter of fact, a week from Friday is the U.S. release. Dude, it's coming.
That Friday?
It's that Friday. It's October the 3rd.
Friday. Okay.
So I will be, if it's an option, I will be in line at GameStop on Thursday night. Unless I'm at Infinity and Beyond. Hey-yo. So, by the way, we have a Thursday night event. It's for PM called Infinity and Beyond.
Yeah.
Tune in, Tourney Locator, 7 o'clock p.m.
Hey-yo.
And 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock.
PM.
I lied. 8 o'clock.
Noob.
It's like I've been doing this for almost half a year at this point.
Yeah, I know, right?
So once the U.S. release comes around, we will open up the idea of using custom movesets, of using equipment.
All the things.
We will open everything up for testing.
Frickin' do it.
If testing shows that something is a little too strong, we will cut back. So I'm going into this open-minded but conservative, saying that if something bad happens, it gets the axe immediately, and it will be a broad axe. I'm not going to ban a specific piece of equipment. I'm going to get rid of equipment because there's way, way, way too many opportunities for something very polarizing to happen, especially with a character that has such a diverse ability. Have you seen Shulk and his ability to move around and change the way that his character operates?
I don't care about Shulk.
Well, the thing is, imagine a character who can not only change the way that he operates in the middle of a match, but change the way that he operates to focus on the way that equipment is. Mm-hmm. So the downsides of his changes could turn into upsides because of the equipment. So if equipment is bad or if custom movesets are bad, it's going to be a broad axe. It's not going to be a short axe. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say, no, you can't use that one specific custom move. I'm going to tell people, no, cut that out, play the game. So that's my philosophy on it. I'm going to go in open-minded but conservative.
Cool.
So speaking of getting more open-minded, let's talk about Smash in the traditional fighting game community at this time, at this day and age.
Snap!
Because we were talking about people being open-minded. Suddenly,
it's getting exciting.
I know we're getting accepted into traditional fighting game community stuff. As a matter of fact, the Tourney Locator website is starting to show Smash events showing up more frequently at traditional fighting game events.
Oh yeah, definitely. You should definitely check out the website. You'll see it. So I think we have really the past, the present, and the future, what's been happening. So the past, it was, number one, why did it take so long for Smash to get what's the word? To get recognized as a fighter, right? And so this really comes down to three things, right? The first one is that whenever you first look at the game, it's a child's game. That's what people for ages 4 and above.
Dude, that's what people from the fighting game community would argue about for a long time, was that we were playing a kid's party game. And because it was a 4-player free-for-all with items, let's go have fun. Yay. Let's slow down a little bit. Hold your horses. And they seem to have changed their mentality with the exposure that we've gotten, because we were limited on our exposure up until Evo 2013 was like a magical moment for the Smash community.
Super magical.
And
due to that event, we got extreme exposure, especially due to the amount of donations that we were able to raise from the event. So we got tons of viewers watching. We got a ton of FGC representatives seeing the game and what it really is at a competitive level.
The grand finals of Evo 2013, at that time, Smash Brothers Melee set the record for the number of players watching a single fighting game on Twitch.
Yep.
And they not only set the record, but they shattered it and set a whole new bar.
Yeah.
We got dethroned at that very same event by Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or 3, excuse me. We don't need to, but I'm all about the one unit kind of mentality. I love the fighting game community. I love esports in general. So we are coming for you is what I have to say about that.
Yeah, and then as well as exposure from Evo 2013 and on of just the fighting game community sort of going, hey, this game seems, number one, deep, and number two, difficult, and number three, fun. It just opens up the doors. So as well as that, there was a problem with first-party support. Within the fighting game community, these games are created by people who want it to be competitive. They want it to be played in tournaments and viewed as something that can not only be fun, but also be competed with.
We're talking about games like Street Fighter and Marvel vs. Capcom from, Capcom. And then you've got Tekken has a lot of support from, is it Namco that does that? I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And then what other games do they have that have all the first party support? I know that Capcom is like the poster child.
I mean,
for
practically any you have the Guilty Gear series.
Yes, Guilty Gear.
You have BlazBlue. You have Persona.
It was actually the picture in my head was BlazBlue.
Okay, yeah. So all of those games, any of the Versus series, any of them, all of them were created for the explicit purpose of being used competitively.
We won't talk about Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
People love that game, and it was still played competitively, regardless of the fact that, you could have just super infinites. But yeah, it was whatever.
Balance.
Yeah, don't need it. Brawl was played competitively,
right? But now that we've got the first party support, now that we've got all the exposure, so we've got people that have come out, and not only did Evo have the effect that it did, but there were other things that have changed. Like we've got major streamers, we've got Tourney Locator as one of the frontline streamers nowadays. We are at the forefront of Smash 4. Thank you very much. And then we've also got shout outs to VG Bootcamp. Love you, Cal. Love you guys. and then Clash tournaments as well.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of these groups have all put in a lot of work. There are also streams out in the Midwest that have come to crop up. There's the Wave Dash Wednesday that's out in Chicago, of all places. Who plays in Chicago?
Yeah, all these guys,
right?
They're coming together and they're showing everyone what it's like to play this game and the sort of mentality and relationships these players create in the community.
And these people are putting their heart and soul into this.
Yep.
I mean, we've got Gimmer from VG Bootcamp who has quit his day job to go out and do streaming full-time for the Smash community. It's not for other fighting games. It's not for anything else. It's for the Smash community.
Yep.
And his hard work and dedication ended up landing him like a consulting job with MLG for the grand MLG event over in Anaheim this last year. He was their like IT director or something like that. It was crazy. It was a really great opportunity. And so because of these people going out and doing all the work that they've done, because of EVO, because of all these things, because of Apex throwing out there and getting a lot of mainstream exposure, we
also adding the other fighting games to it.
Yes. So we've got all this exposure. We've got all this following. It's landed us into a second year at EVO, potentially a third year at EVO. We've been on the MLG circuit this last year. And so we've got this huge opportunity for Smash 4. People are eagerly awaiting to see where the future is going.
Yeah.
And I promise you from the bottom of my heart, everybody, that we here at Tourney Locator will do our best to make sure that the future is a good one. And I know.
We have plans. Lots of plans.
Don't tell anybody about the circuit.
No, shh.
And so I know that I also have faith in the VG Bootcamp and Clash tournaments guys as well. So the future is looking bright. It's looking beautiful. And we are showing a lot of momentum and no signs of slowing down. So talking about the future and talking about what's going on.
Future train, let's do this.
Let's talk a little bit about Tourney Locator and where we're going in the future.
Yeah. Tourney Locator. Events.
All right, so events. Number one, first and foremost, like our baby right now is Shockwave, the Friday night Smash 4 event. Shockwave. Can I go ahead and tell him? I want to go ahead and tell him. Can I go
do
ahead?
it.
Okay. All right.
I give up.
So for those of you viewing right now, especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, this should interest you, especially the Oklahoma and Austin and San Antonio and Houston people from around Texas, San Angelo and Tyler if you are watching, Lubbock if you are watching, Amarillo if you are watching. Shout-outs to all of Texas. We are going to be starting up a new circuit. And we're still in the development and planning stages of it, but the Shockwave Friday night events are going to lead up to a main event. And I'll get into that here in a second. But in addition to that, at the main event, we are also going to have Project M. We're also going to see what else we can do to work things. And I want to say this to the Melee players that are tuning in right now. We have not forgotten you. We're still working on stuff. Be patient, and
good things will come to those who are patient.
There you go. So work with us. Trust me. Trust me. I'm a doctor.
God.
So Shockwave and Infinity and Beyond.
Our Thursday and Friday events at 8 p.m.
are going to turn into circuit events that lead up to a main event. And like I said, Melee, bear with us. And the way that it's going to work is once about every 3 months, we're going to host a main event. The main event is going to have Project M. It's going to have Smash 4. And we are going to do what we can to get Melee involved as well. And that event, at the end of a certain point in time, the top 8 points placings are going to get free entry and free venue fee into that event. All right? So come out, compete, get support. We're also working on some other incentives for the players to come out and do this as well.
It's going to be good stuff.
What we're looking at, this isn't quite set in stone just yet, but it's an option. Should I go over this one?
Let's leave a little bit.
We'll leave a little mystery for you.
We don't need to let the whole cat out of the bag here. Right? Y'all can wait.
But what about the whole dragon out of the bag?
Oh, yeah. So we got this chicken here. We got this dragon. We didn't introduce him. This is Chicken, chicken.
And this is Dragon, the dragon.
They're here. There are mascots or something.
I don't know. We found them in the room and decided to use them.
So
they make great props.
They make great pets.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
They don't complain about anything.
Yeah.
And they
don't need to be fed.
They're clearly well fed.
Yes.
So that's the future that we're looking into right now.
Yeah.
Is we're going to get this circuit event, and I didn't say the name of it. That is one thing I want to drop out on everybody. The name of the main event is going to be called Aftershock.
Aftershock.
All right. So that is up and coming. As we have more detail, we will be able to provide it. Mm-hmm. But Smash 4 and the Project M communities and the Melee communities, keep an eye out and watch the Attorney Locator page on Facebook and see what we post there, and pay attention to Attorney Locator on Twitter, and you'll be in the loop. You'll know what's going on as soon as we have more details for you. It's
gonna be good stuff.
And speaking of big things that are coming up, there is a big event coming up in about a week and a half.
The Big House 4.
And we are the main Project M stream for the Big House 4.
Oh, yeah.
We will be working in tandem with VG Bootcamp, none other than the same people that helped us out with Low Tier City 2.
Mr. Gimmer.
Yes. Again, shout outs to Gimmer. I love that guy to death. He's done a lot to help. Lot to help us. I'm pretty sure he's operating his Tuesday night event right now while we're doing this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to link him to this later, so thank you, Calvin. Very special thank you for all of your help that you've given to Attorney Locator. They will be working in tandem with us. We'll be working in tandem with them to cover both Melee and Project M.
Yep.
They will be covering mostly Melee. We will be covering mostly Project M. Mm-hmm. All of the top 8 for the singles events will be broadcast on VG Bootcamp.
Okay.
And the top 8 for doubles for Project M will be broadcast on Attorney Locator.
Okay.
So you will see some top-level play. We will also be taking the top 32 bracket, which the way that it's going to work is they're doing a couple of rounds of pools up to a actual bracket, and that bracket is described by Juggle Guy himself as a death bracket, meaning that the only people that will be in that top 32 bracket will be the people that win out in their pools, meaning you are going to have to be on point playing because there's 500 people there.
There's going to be a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of games. You better freaking grab your popcorn, grab your Monster drink, grab your Doritos, your tacos. Save one for me.
Now, hold on. I got to backpedal for half a second here. The energy drink that has been giving us a lot of support is Red Bull, sir.
Has it?
Yes, sir. If you pay much attention to like the Melee community, I believe it was a California tournament that was the Kings of Cali, as a matter of fact. They lost their venue. Do not know the reasons behind it, so I can't speak to that.
Okay.
But I know that they lost their venue. They had no venue going like into the week before the tournament. Red Bull heard about it, stepped up, got them a venue for free.
Yeah. Hey, Red Bull, you're legit. I'm sure they're at Red Bull.
Something along
Y'all
those
should
lines.
follow. Hey, Red Bull also.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, let's do some things. We can do some things. Our Denty, he's downstairs. He drinks all of it. All of it. That's what he lives off of.
His energy drink.
He's like, time for lunch. And
Glug.
just energy drinks.
So what we're looking at the Big House at this point is all of what I just described. We're going to have the top 32, the beginning of that death bracket. We're going to be streaming some very high-profile pools matches. Another supporter and member of Attorney Locator, Beck, will be helping run the stream, like as in be sending high-profile matches over to the stream. Ooh. She is actually on staff for the Big House to help along with everything.
Awesome.
The tournament, the Project M side of everything, will be run by none other than the PMBR's own Strongbad.
Oh, he's not even entering.
No, he's not
heartbroken.
Entering. Yeah, he posted
Show him your
saying
support.
That. Yeah,
give him a heart or two.
Everybody go out. I want to see some Twitter things saying #thank you Strongbad.
Yeah, that'd be great.
TYSB, #TYSB.
No one will know what that means.
Exactly. And then I'll link it to him and say, hey, man, I know what this means.
Oh, God. No, he's going to think you just made it up.
But I did just make it up.
That's the problem.
Aha. So, in addition to the big house, this upcoming weekend, we actually have a local event that has been a pretty big series for us, but has been taking a break for a little while.
Yeah. And it's back with a vengeance.
Yes. A revengeance.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you take over on that one because your roommate is the guy that's running the tournament.
Sethlon. Alex Sethlon McGuire. He'll be hosting Bowser's Revenge, The Return. It's not actually named The Return, but that's what I want to call it. It's going to be at FX Game Exchange this Saturday in Plano, Texas. If you've never been to a Bowser's Revenge, they are run very well. We will be streaming the event, so if you can't make it out, you just come watch us on stream. It's going to be a ton of fun.
So I went to a tournament this last weekend called Farmers Fight. And
oh, yeah.
While I was down there, we got some content. Due to some technical limitations with the internet connectivity there, we weren't able to run a stream, but we did manage to get some recordings, which are out on our YouTube channel. While I was there, I noticed that the event was run very, very smoothly by G-Rabbit. And G-Rabbit is one of the leaders of the community down in the College Station area. College Station is where Texas A&M is. And the reason that I started talking about this and the reason that I'm coming up on this...
Bring it to me.
The Bowser's Revenge series and the Farmers Fight series, all two of them, are the best run events that I have been into in Texas that are not large-scale events. I've been to multiple hobos. I've been to multiple world hobos. I've been to all kinds of tournaments all around this state, all around out of this state. And Farmers Fight, Bowser's Revenge are the best run series of events that I've been to.
I don't know what he does.
I do. Seth owns it.
He wills it to be.
He does the exact same thing outside of the bracket that he does inside of the bracket.
He wills it to be.
He runs it and he wins it.
Yeah.
And so Sethlon's going to be running the event, and we are going to be streaming it out this weekend. You're going to see all of Texas's best players out there. And so tune in to see a little bit more Project M footage this weekend.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic and marvelous. I hope y'all are ready. It's going to be good stuff.
So that pretty much wraps up what we've got on our little slate here. Yeah. My question for you is...
Oh, God, impromptu questions.
Impromptu questions. Can you, sir, provide me with a high five? No, sir, that's low. Get up here. There we go.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because Tourney Locator, due to a lot of your hard work and dedication, has come a long way.
Once again, luck.
It is a team effort, but I do want to say that the quality that everyone has been seeing lately has been a lot of, not luck, hard work and dedication.
I just slam my hand on the keyboard and just pray that it starts looking good, and then all of a sudden it did it.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when a group gets together and we put together a lot of hard work and dedication. You get high quality content that rivals people that have been doing this for years.
I'm just tired.
Right.
But in any case, I think that...
Yeah, I think that's going to about wrap it up. I think before we sign off, we should have a chicken and dragon war. Let's slam these things.
Well, I mean, they're balls. Is it better to just roll them at each other? Is that a war of drag? Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, God.
I lost!
The chicken has become victorious.
It won a game of chicken.
Oh, God. We're signing off. We hope you have a
good
night.
Pun alert.
I'm Boet.
This is Infinity.
Yeah. Have a great night. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.